A store offers customers a 30% discount on the price X of selected items. Then, the store takes off an additional 15% at the cash register. Write a price function P of X that computes the final price of the items in terms of the original price X. Hint: use function composition to find your answer. Okie dokie. Sounds easy enough, right? So let's get down to it. Here on the tips and tricks, I kind of wrote it down in steps for you as to what we're going to be doing here. You basically have to secretly, they gave you two functions in here. We have to find them. We have to write down the first function that was stated, and then we have to write the second function. And remember, with two functions, you can mesh them together to finally get a composite function. So let's look for the first function. It's in the first sentence. It said that a store offers a customer a 30% discount on the price X items. So I'm just going to write over here that X was how many items they bought, right, on the price. So we'll say X was actually the price. Okay, so in dollars, right? Now, at the end of the day, they want the final price of the item. So we basically want what the customer pays, right? What we'll say we. So what we pay. We don't want to know the discounts. We want to know what we actually pay. So I'm just going to keep that in mind in the back of my head because you're going to see what I do in 2 seconds. So here, a store offers customers 30% discount. Do we pay or does the customer pay 30%? No, 30% was taken off. So for the first part, I'm just going to write here that there was a 30% discount. But that means that if it's a 30% discount, that's how much was taken off. So how much is still on? Remember, percentages are always out of 100%. So that customer would actually pay 70%. So I'll say 70% still have to pay. And this is the number that we have to pay attention to, the 70%, not the 30, because they want to know the final price, what we or the customer has to pay. And it says it right in here. If we have 70% still have to pay, and pay is in terms of a price, and price was linked with X, all we have to do is just combine the two things. 70%, remember, when we put it into equations, we can't put a percent sign, so we have to convert it into decimal. You move the decimal place over twice, right? So this would be really 0.7 times X. That's our first function. Now we just got to call it something. So whether we say that this is equal to, I don't know, let's say that this was initial. So we'll say I of X. Remember, you always have to put something in parentheses. That's the variable that you use. Since we used X, the parenthesis has to be X. In the parentheses has to be X. So I put here just stands for the initial discount. You could have put anything. F, G, A, B, whatever. It doesn't matter. So this is our first function. And I'll just rewrite it just so that it looks pretty. So the first function is I of X equals 0.70X. Check. Now we move on to the second part. We have to find the second function. That comes in the second sentence. It says, then the store takes off an additional 15% at the cash register. So there's an additional 15% off discount. But is that what we pay or the customer pays? No, the customer pays 85%. Remember, 15, the rest has to be what you pay. So 100 minus 15, right? Percent are out of 100. So there's 85 you still have to pay. And there we go. We said it in words, right? And now we have our next function. We're going to be incorporating this 85 for a price to pay, right? So if we combine them again, just like we did before, we'll have 0.85 times X. Now we just have to call that a different function. We used I for initial. Maybe we'll use F for final discount. So I'll say F of, since I used an X here, I got to plug in an X. And that's our two functions. We did the 30% off, boom, right here. 15% off discount is now going to be F of X equals 0.85X. Now we use them to make a nice composite function. So I'm just going to put over here step 3. Now remember, when we're doing composite functions, right? The outer function, and I'm just going to write over here. Here's our notation, right? Generally, this is the one that I like to use. Just remember that this is the outer function. This is what is done last. The inner function has to be done first. So placement matters here, guys. Which one of these do you think is the inner function and which one do you think is the outer function? Which one was done first? The 30% discount was done first. So this is the inner function. Good job, guys. And this is the outer function. Now I'm just going to say that this is, let's just say overall. So O for overall, right? So O for overall, link it to X. This would be the same thing as the outer function, which is F, and inside is actually the I of X. Now we just have to solve it out, right? So my inner function was 0.70x. And actually, I think I have room over here. I'm going to continue it up here. All right, guys? So I'll just put a number 3 over here. We'll continue it over here. We'll say O of X equals F of I of X. And now we do the same step process as we've been doing this whole entire playlist, right? What is the inner function? Oh, well, I of X was just 0.70x. And now the outer function was the F of X. But now I'm going to take this output that I found out and just plug it in for all X values that I see in my outer function. So my outer function was 0.85. And now I'm just tagging along. What was X? It's everything in the inner one. So this would be 0.70 times X. And this all equals to the overall discount, right? O of X. And then we just solve, right? So I can say O of X is the same thing as F of I of X. And whatever 0.85 times 0.7 is. 0.85 times 0.7. 0.595 times X. And there you go, guys. This is your final answer. This is the final price in terms of the original price, X. So if I plugged in, just to give you kind of context, let's just say that an original shirt that you wanted to buy was $10. You would multiply it by 0.595 and out comes $5.95. So with these two discounts, a $10 shirt is now $5.95. Pretty good discount, I would say. So that's basically what the context means. But yeah, just know that the letters to my functions might be different from yours. You didn't have to use O, F, or I, but you did have to use X because they said it in the equation. But the thing is that this is the standard. You need to have this part, but you could have used any letters to signify your functions. All right, guys? So this one was fun. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, all right? And if you want to help the channel out, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much. And tell your friends, we could help anybody who needs has a little trouble in math, all right? I'll see you guys in the next lesson. Bye-bye.